Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer, and I'm standing in my doorway. People often ask me, hey Richard, why don't you go out when it's raining? I'm going to tell you today why I don't go out when it's raining by going out when it's raining. So it is raining. We've had some foul weather recently. Now, before I actually leave my front door, I should just make sure I have my key in my pocket, which I do have. And it's raining now, and I thought I'd just take a little stroll down the road. I'm protected, and you can be as protected as you want to be by bunging on your waterproofs and your hats. But one of the things that happens when you go out when it's raining and you're a filmmaker is the camera gets wet. Now, I'm filming on a GoPro 8, so we're going to see how well this works out today as I wander down on this wet day, diving between the cars. Thank you very much. Let's run around here. And the GoPro 8 is a camera that is, used for going underwater. It's splash proof, it's waterproof to a certain level. I don't know what that level is. Just move the camera around this side. But it's when raindrops hit the lens and ruin your shot. So it's annoyingly, it's actually stopped raining now. It's just raining a lot less. So I just want to see what happens, on a miserable day like this. How far can we go before rain stops play? So for the purposes of this test, I'm walking down my road in Worthing that I live, and I'm going to, here we go, I want to go up a Twitten, because I'm most likely not going to come across other people who are wondering what the hell I'm up to. So just turn the camera around, and now walking up these Twittens. These are ancient back alleys that go up at the rear of people's properties, and often, as you can see there, people dump things in them, which is a bit of a shame. They do get a bit wet, but these are old, quite historic footpaths, and I believe this one, before these walls were put up and the houses were built, this pathway, which would have gone through open ground, because these houses are along here only Victorian. Look at that. Someone dumped a car seat for a child down there. Yeah, these houses were only Victorian. So this, before the Victorian period, open fields here, and these footpaths, many of them were used to take people to the church, nearest church, probably up towards Broadwater Church, which back in a couple of hundred years ago would have been the main church here. But they were used, because this goes down to the seafront, were used by smugglers, all sorts of people, but smugglers in particular. And there is a story, and I forget the chap's name, of a smuggler who was shot. I'll have to do that in another video. Right, I've had a little flurry of rain. The camera is slowly getting wet, so I'm keen to see how much of the image is destroyed and demonstrate to you. Coming out here to a place called the Sydney Walter Centre, which is actually an old school, school for, obviously for kids, Victorian school, just here. Fine old building. It's now a bit of a community centre for obviously the locals, and I've actually filmed in there some time ago a children's television pilot, an episode I was trying to pitch. I think it was called The Dimwits. It was a sort of Laurel and Hardy type thing, but with myself and a friend of mine who played Cozy in the children's television series that we did together, Snug and Cozy, which went out in 96 and 97. My children's thing out. You can probably hear the rain hitting my hat. I've got my microphone in my jumper here, so I'm hoping that the clarity of the sound is okay, but I have no idea. I'm just looking at the camera. I think there are some drips on there. I'm hoping that it does obliterate the screen and prove my point. Now my phone is ringing, which is, let's have a look. It's the lovely Julia on the phone, so let me just answer the phone. Hello, lovely Julia. I'm all right. Can I ring you back in a minute? I'm just doing a test on the GoPro in the rain. And I'm just walking down a Twitten for a video. Yeah, so I will. Thank you very much. See you in a mo. I'll just, that was the lovely Julia there. Just checking that I was all right out in the rain. Not that she knew I was doing that. Right, coming out here onto, oh, there's the old forge here. It's in the high street in Worthing. It's a lovely forge. Actually, it's now an art gallery, as you can see, but when it was a forge, many years ago, I went in there and had some work done. They actually made a metal plate for my chimney, which was very kind, but it's now, as I say, oh my goodness, the wind. It's now an art gallery. So I'm trying to work out which way the rain is coming. So the rain is coming, I think, towards me. So hopefully, I'm hoping that raindrops go on the actual camera lens to prove why I don't go out filming, because otherwise you'll be sending me out filming in all sorts of weather when I could be sitting there by the fireside keeping warm. Let's go a bit further. I wished it was more torrential rain. It was when I thought, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll go out and make a quick video in the rain. But of course, typically, it's not bloody raining. Over here is our Waitrose. Fairly modern. Been here a long time. Behind it was the old gas, well, I'm just going to run across the road here, was the gasometer. Back up that way, but that's long gone. It's hard to imagine that we used to manufacture our own gas before you would pipe in. Right now it's really getting wrecked. Trying to work out, the rain is coming that way, so if I go that way, I mean, I could tip the camera upwards and you'd certainly get rain on the lens. It's just not getting enough. Across the road here. I know this is a ridiculous oh yes, I'm getting specks on the lens now. That's great. How much of it you can see and how much it's a nuisance, I don't know. Cross over again. Come up towards the Connaught Theatre, which is our main theatre in Worthing. It's just down Union Street, or Union Place, I think it is, and at the moment they're showing David Walliams' Billionaire Boy. Right, I am walking straight into the wind and filming this in February. Daffodils, look. Daffodils. How lovely is that? I don't know if you can hear the seagulls. This is really quite horrible weather now, and there's a bit of wind. So we'll just get up to the Connaught, I think, and that'll probably be the end of my test. My hands are cold, my face is wet, and it is blowing a gust. I'm just going to cross out in front of this car. Try not to get run over as I run up this way. In the distance there you can see the Chapel of Ease, which is actually to the Broadwater Church that I mentioned earlier that the Twittons went to. That's the Chapel of Ease as Worthing started to develop, and it needed its church, Anglican church I suppose. That's where it is. I don't know if you can see that with the rain. Right, I'm cold now. So here we go, a lovely, just trod in a puddle, a lovely Connaught Theatre, Art Deco. it still works very well. There's lots of interesting plays. I haven't been there for a long time, to be honest, but lovely to see it. Right, this is the post office. How much of that you can see, I don't know. If I get into the main South Street here, this is usually blowing a hooey down here when you've got wind. Oh yeah. So I'm going to make my way back home and light the fire, I think. Thank you so much for watching. Now perhaps you know why I don't go out in the rain. I hope you got something out of this, and I hope I didn't get a cold. Anyway, it's really darkening now, so I'll say thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, and if you want to become a patron and help me buy some dry clothes, that would be nice too. Till next time, bye bye. Whose idea was this?